Good morning, Hornet family. Welcome to Career Chat. I'm your host, Solae White-Rogers. And if you're looking for a job, internship, mentorship, or fellowship, this is the show for you. Today we have joining us Miss Sanya Weston. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And could you tell us a little bit about your background and why you chose to attend an HBCU?
Well, first of all, I'll start with the HBCU. I had the honor of attending Tuskegee University, so I definitely know the dream of being an HBCU student. I know the results, and it is such an experience that you want to tell the world, so I see where your excitement is coming from. About myself, I am a mother of 3 children from Detroit, Michigan. And my chosen profession is to be in the hospitality and tourism industry, which I love. One, because my family started a legacy almost 50 years ago. And being a part of that legacy makes me speechless sometimes, but it is an honor. By being a part of the hospitality and tourism industry, I've had an opportunity to travel to 5 continents, experience cultures that we only dream about, and have an opportunity to contribute in an industry that plays a huge part in our U.S. economy.
Yeah, that's amazing. And adding on to that college experience, you said that this was something that continued throughout your family. Was there any activities or clubs that also traveled throughout the college?
Well, I could say I had an honor of being in the band. So the band experience, we like to say, is one of the best experiences to have at an HBCU. I was the first in my family to actually attend an HBCU, and being from Detroit, Michigan, being a part of the band was not a goal. We weren't big on bands in the city of Detroit during that time. So when I stepped foot on Tuskegee's campus and I heard the band, and knowing that I didn't play an instrument outside of the piano, I said, how could I be a part of the band? And they told me about being a piperette and what I had to do, and I just worked really hard. And I like to say that experience was the start of individual success, because we had to try out every Friday before a game to make sure that you were selected. And that tenacity and dedication to being a part of the band and representing your school really runs through me today. So that's one organization and that I hold true to my heart, because it helps to dictate who I am today.
And do you feel like the connection with the band at HBCU is just completely different than attending another university?
It is, but what brings us together is, I am a part of the Tau Beta Sigma non-Greek sorority, which is a band sorority, and we have a connection with all universities, such as being in Detroit, the University of Michigan. Once I found out that they had a chapter of our HBCU organization, it made me curious to see, how do they do things? I know how we do it here on campus. So I think it's a similarity. When you have a love for something, it doesn't matter what environment you're in, it's really going to give you the same gifts and rewards.
Yeah. And talking about a love for something, how did you gain an interest in the tourism and hospitality industry?
So I grew up in the industry. My mom started the first African-American travel agency in Detroit. It's been over 50 years. And I would walk into her office, even at the age of 13, and she would give me a task to do that was travel related. So I started to learn. We didn't have a choice. We just had to do it. So as I ventured out into my career in corporate, we always had an opportunity to come back to what kept us going as a family. And so that experience was always there as a safety net, but also as a reward. So when I had an opportunity to make my own decisions and leave corporate, I went back into the travel industry, and I haven't looked back since.
Oh, that's amazing. And since you did take a break from it, why is the hospitality and tourism industry so important for you to come back?
So that's an excellent question, and one, because of my personal experience. So when I worked in corporate, I worked in automotive, and I saw firsthand how hospitality played a huge part in that industry. I was given a task to host the executives from Audi, and I was in DC, and they weren't focusing on the actual computer programming that was exposed to them at the time, they were actually focusing on how to lay it out, how to introduce it to the world. And hospitality plays a huge part. And it came just like clockwork for me. And when they asked me my opinion, I gave them suggestions. And that particular project went so well, I knew that hospitality had an important part to play even in automotive. So that each industry out here, hospitality can lead and actually make it better.
And I can tell you're really in touch with the hospitality and tourism industry. So much so that I kind of snooped on LinkedIn.
Uh-oh.
And I wanted to ask you about the origin of the Young People Travel Global Edge.
Oh, well, first of all, that's my heart project. So if I smile too much, please forgive me. Being in any industry, you should find a way that you're able to give back. And my way of giving back in the travel and tourism industry is focusing on international leadership for our students. So we give them at Young People Travel Global Edge an opportunity to travel the world, but also we teach them about entrepreneurship, cultural immersion, how to appreciate cultures, because that's very important, and financial literacy. We even tap in on sports because we know that that's an international language. And during that time, our students have been able to travel around the world. They've gone to Dubai, South Africa, Belize, just returned from Ghana, and they exercise their community service. They learn about international internships, and it gives them a way to think beyond the norm. And we like to say it gives our students a global edge.
You let us know how someone can seek these opportunities.
Oh, absolutely. So our program starts with the age of 8, students that are just venturing on learning just vocabulary that is international. And then it goes to the age of 23. So not only do we tap in the beginning stages of our students, but we continue to work with them as they are entering college and making their college selections and preparing them to do study abroad. So our website is YPT Global Edge. And that's .org, so that's yptglobaledge.org. And you can go on, you could be a mentor, you could actually be a student, and we're always looking for volunteers.
Yeah, this is an amazing opportunity for students on campus, because I know they're seeking a lot of hospitality. We talked about this, hospitality opportunities. Yeah. And so alongside that, you have a big connection with DSU. So I wanted to know how you were introduced to Dr. June Clark.
Thank you so much. You're so kind. My goal here at Del State, first of all, I have to say that I was introduced because my daughter attends Del State. She's a sophomore, and I'm very proud of that. She introduced me not only to this amazing university, but the city of Dover. But during orientation, I came to learn more about the university with her. And they spoke on in the business department that they had hospitality and tourism. And once I heard that, of course, it pulled on my heart, and I had a lot of curiosity of what the program had to offer. And I was introduced to Dr. Clark, and I had to track her down. I came down, I was like, I have to meet her, talk to her. And with speaking with her, her vision and her passion for the department was all over her face. I mean, we talked for hours in our first connection, and I just told her, if there's anything that I could do, I'll make myself available. And through that, it was her desire to put together an advisory board of professionals in the industry, which I have a lot of contacts due to my position in the industry now after 35 years. And I said, no problem. Allow me to put together people that can assist with the growth of the program, internships, and just support the program altogether. And through that conversation, it allowed me to continue to work with Dr. Clark. And I had an opportunity to speak with a class today, which was amazing as we prepare for the career fair. And I just see great things happening with the department.
And since you did get to go to a class at Delaware State today, I wanted to ask you, what advice would you give a hospitality major student?
So that's an excellent question. So today we had to focus on building the confidence of our students. I know some people out there that are not educated, they look at students that are in the hospitality and tourism industry as not equal to like an engineer or a doctor. But that's not true, because through my experience in the industry, I know that the hospitality and tourism is the glue that keeps everything together. It also elevates industries so that they can be successful. And once a student knows that their impact will be appreciated and they will be successful, it allows them to have the confidence that they need to move forward in their desires. Plus, it also impacts the entrepreneurship. Hospitality and tourism, we have more entrepreneurs in that particular field than any other field. So encouraging them and keeping them confident on their desires.
And I just want to thank you for your insight, effort, and conversation. And it was a pleasure having you join us today.
Well, thank you so much. And you're going to do amazing. I feel like I am at the top of this particular industry sitting next to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you for tuning in to this episode of Career Chat. I'm your host, Solae White-Rogers, signing off with DESU-TV. Thank you for watching.